Hi, welcome back to this channel, Teatime with Peace and Joy. I'm Doris. So today we are going to have the last episode on assertiveness. So we are going to talk about different scenarios and how you are going to come up with an assertive answer that can give like good response, express yourself, and not ruin the relationship. So let's get started. So in the first situation, I don't know, many of us may have encountered that situation. That is, if someone wants to borrow money from you, but that same person haven't given you back the money they borrowed before, and you see on their social media that they've been going out to eat and buying new stuff, but not giving you back your money. So what do you say in that situation, right? And in a way that is not aggressive. We can totally yell at them for not returning the money, right? But that doesn't help anything. And most likely, if you totally ruin the relationship, you won't even get the money back, right? So we don't want that. And if you are being passive, you may not want to let them borrow the money, but at the end you may be like, how much do you want? Right? So that is not an ideal situation either. So if we can be assertive, that would be much better. So how do we do that? Remember the formula that I gave you last time? So using the I statement, stay in your feeling, and then go into the reason if you have one, and then come up with a solution. So in this situation, you may say, I feel disrespected because my money was not returned and you're asking me for more, because I saw that you actually bought some new stuff and didn't give me back my money. So in that way, you are still focusing on them a little bit because you have to point it out, right? That is the truth. But at the same time, you focus on my feelings first. So they are not feeling like you're not really attacking them. You're not opening as like, you didn't return my money. Like, it's not like that. It's just like, I felt hurt and disrespected when I saw that you got new things on the social media, you post those, but I didn't get my money back and you're asking me for more. So that will be, what you can say. And then you can come up with a solution. Either you say, how about we come up with a plan that you can return, you can give me back my money? Or how about we talk about money management, something. So depending on how close you are with that person, right? If that is your brother, of course you can do that. If they are, an acquaintance, probably, So, or you can even say like, how can I help you other than money? Things like that. So, and if you don't have a solution, you don't have to have a solution. You can even say, let's brainstorm together. That can be done as well. Okay. So, second situation. So, a lot of people are using dating apps nowadays, right? And so you may have a situation where you promise that you are going to go out with this person for a date, but then you don't feel like it at the end. Then what do you do? So one of the things that I always tell my friends and anyone is that to trust our gut feelings, because our body, our mind are actually processing a lot of information, and sometimes it's out of our consciousness. So there may be hints here and there, whatever they say, that make you feel like that may not be a good fit, or I don't feel safe with this person. So either way, like, trust your gut feelings. Of course, if I'm not saying like every single time is right, but if you really have a strong gut feeling, is probably right. So what we do in those situations is that you have to understand you have your right to say no. And that is your right, right? And so you can even say sorry, because you promised, you said yes, right? So you can even say, oh, I'm so sorry that I know I promised you that we are going on a date today, but I really feel like we are not a good fit, or I really feel like it's not the right time yet. How about we wait a little bit, right? So that will be a solution. And if you really think that that's not a good fit and you don't even want that solution, you can even say, how about we just end here, right? So in that way, although you're trying to tell the truth, you're not being aggressive. You're not saying, hey, I saw this and that on your social media, or you said that, I don't feel comfortable with you anymore. You're not being aggressive, and yet you are just saying your own feelings and how you feel about it, and try to come up with a solution. You can also talk more and say, we'll see what happens later on. That can be done too. But I feel like if we are honest about it, a lot of times people will respect it. And if they don't respect it, it will be their problem, not ours. Okay. So the third situation is, I think we all encounter that here and there. And that is sometimes when we are venting with a friend, for example, something at work or something in our relationship that we don't like, and we are just venting and we just want them to hear, to listen, instead of giving us advices. And I'm guilty of that too. All of us can really have that urge to give advice just because you love that person, right? So you keep giving advice, and same thing, they love you, so they give you advice, but you really don't want that at that moment. You just want them to listen. So you can say things like, thank you for listening, and thank you for giving me advice. I know that you give me advice because you love me, but honestly, like at this moment, I only want you to listen to me. I want you to hear me out. That's all. Can you hold off your advice and let me just tell you the situation and talk about it? And in a really gentle way, usually people will say yes, and they will understand, right? And I think that is much better than just not say anything. Let them say whatever they want, and then you end up not really having someone to listen to you, having that relationship with that person, because most likely the next time you probably won't tell them what you think. You will find another friend to listen to you, right? So in the long run, that may not be a good thing. So if you can let them know, a lot of times they will honor your wish if you are being respectful, and you're respectful of their time and energy as well, right? Okay, so last but not least, if you made a huge mistake and this person is yelling at you over and over and over again, so you felt really bad already, but you kept getting yelled at and it's not going anywhere, you can still say something in that situation. You can even start with, I'm so sorry that I made this mistake. I understand that it's really hard. Or you can even say the consequences. And you can say, I feel really bad at this situation, and how can we resolve it together, right? So in that sense, you're telling them that you feel bad already, like you don't have to yell at me already. I know I feel bad about it. How can I redeem it, right? Even that is a more assertive way of communication, instead of like yelling at the other person, yelling back at them, right? Saying, I know I made a mistake, but you don't have to yell at me like this, right? It's not going anywhere. Or being passive and just let them talk, or keep saying sorry, right? So